The past is very important, and the past shows who we are, and the past shows how we start, our roots, how we mold our character, and that is the journey that I would like to share with you today. In the hindsight, this is the ability to reflect and learn from our past success and mistake, and allowing a better understanding for our present. So when I reflect this, how I'm going to understand my hindsight and what I am today. This is where I was born. I was born in Cameron Highland, in a small village named Bertam Valley. Okay, it's only around 4,000, 5,000 populations, and only 2 Malay families. Since then, my family said, peace, harmony, accept and respect is very important. Because when you stay in a community whereby you are the minority, then you understand how to behave, how to set up trust among us. Then since then, my mother and my father is very active in local politics and in society works. I look at them, how they lead the society in Cameron Highland, very small community, full of Chinese. I can't even talk to my friends. They talk Mandarin, I talk Malay, and my orang asli talk their language. But we understand each other during that time. And with that, it come out with what character I have. Then when I got my STPM result, I get a good result. I got 4 principals, I got 1 subseat. I'm not that good in economy. Okay. I fill in my form, apply for university, 8 choices, all 8 I fill in law. And I fail. What am I going to do? During that time, my family already moved to Tapa, a very small town. I got stuck, I don't know what to do. Then I said, it's okay, maybe it's not up for me to take law. I meet one student. His name is Hazami, standard 6. He don't know how to write his name. He don't know how to read. The only reason he comes to school to get free meal, breakfast, and to learn how to count. Because he said, teacher, I don't need to go to Form 1. I don't need to study further. I only want to know how to count money. I said, what do you want to do? I want to open up my own business. What business you want to open? You are 12 years old. It's okay. My father opened his business. It's going well. He has 2 wives. Okay, you buy all the crops from the orang asli, he sell it at the market. And he said, I know what I want to do in life. I tried for months to mentor him, try to convince him. Please lah Azmi, at least you go to secondary school. At least until Form 3. Fast forward, I left the school after 8 months. I got an offer to study. 7 years after that, I met him at the market. And he called me, teacher. I said, who are you? I'm Azmi, you don't remember me? Oh, a bit fat already lah, I think, eat a lot. Okay. And then he said, I'm Azmi, you don't remember me? Oh, what are you doing now? Oh, I'm opening my business as I planned. Oh, this is my shop. I was so amazed for a 12 years old boy know what he wants in life. And then he said, but I took your advice. I studied until Form 3. And I am the first one in my family study until Form 3. That is a push factor in his family. And I hope he pushed his children to go further than what he has achieved. Then, as I said, I told you, I failed the first try to university. I didn't bother to buy the forms. My mother secretly bought the forms. Fill in for me and choose the course for me. I just signed. And then I said, I don't think so I'll get it because I already lack 1 year. And more competitions. My mother said, okay, just give a try. So I give a try. And then, you know what course my mother chose? Degree in Information Science. I don't know what is degree in Information Science. And then I said, it's okay. I'll go. The first thing I did when I registered at the university, is to change my course. I said, I want to take law. This is my problem. I didn't learn from Azmi. I always see what I don't have. I never appreciate what I have. You know, for first semester I said, okay lah, I just waste my time, just wait for my transfer, I hope I can get law. But for the first semester, when I studied information science, I started to like what I studied. I started to connect information. And information, when you manage it, it becomes a good knowledge. And it helps people to solve problems. So when I think it, then second semester, I got the transfer. It's approved, I can take law. And then I said, I think twice, I already studied hard for one semester, why should I transfer? Then I just remain information science. If I take law, I don't think so I become the CEO of academy. I'll become something else. And I graduated in 1990. I get the best student for my batch. That's so nice. Of course, I don't know, I don't really like it, but I fall in love with it because I appreciate knowledge. Then when I graduated, I said, what am I to do? I want to do something because I'm an action person. I want to make change. What kind of work? 1990, there's no work. Very hard to get work. Okay? To begin career, I never thought of that. I just want to help my family. So first, because I'm a student leader in my university, I was chosen to work in a think tank. This is the insights of my life, presence, what I'm doing right now. So from the first university, I transferred to the second university. I always treat the place that I work as a university where I learn. Don't stop learning. If you stop learning, you are not relevant. Okay? If you stop learning, then that's it. What you learn today, when you graduated, is obsolete. Technology change very fast. So, the first job I did is to understand people, society. I was appointed as a social researcher and publication officer at Institute for Policy Research. It is a politics think tank. I learned about leadership. I learned about Jose Rizal, Mahatma Gandhi, Sukarno, all these great leaders. And then I go down 3 feet to understand the problems of society. We study about drug addicts, crimes, prostitutes, all society issues. One turning point of projects that I did is about a study why teenagers choose a career line as a prostitute or call girl. So I met a group of people. As usual, I don't like to have big picture. I target one person. I met one lady, 18 years old. Let's say her name is Elle. I don't understand why at the age of 18 years old, he chose that profession. And then I got to know he comes from a broken family. A single mother and her mother is blind. He have another 5 siblings under her. She's the eldest. And then she said, you tell me what kind of job I can do. That I need to take care of my family at the daytime and need to find money at the night time. That is the only thing that she can think of. She has SPM, but she cannot go far. So I said, if I know all this data, I know all this issue, how am I going to solve it? What is the use of doing this research? So I don't know how. I don't have PhD. I manage 500 of this kind of people. All of them have PhD. They are experts in their own areas. But my job is to facilitate, to connect their ideas, their knowledge, and come up with the right policy for us to make a change. One core business that is very close to my heart because I start my career as a teacher is science education. So at the academy, we embrace science education. For 21 years, we have been preaching to the teachers. We have been trying to convince the ministry to change the way we taught our children from a rote learning, textbook-based to interactive, inquiry-based. At last, after 21 years, last year, 2017, the government agreed to adopt this pedagogy. And now we are starting to train all science teachers on how to conduct the classroom more two-way interactive inquiry. And that is a milestone that I achieved in doing my job in the academy. And then I said, if I know all the hindsight and the insight, how are we going to plan the future? How are we going to know the future? How are we going to design our future? We don't want to have a future by chance. We want our future by design. How are we going to do that? This is a futurist map done by Dr. Richard Watson in UK. I explored this map. You can download it from the website. I explored this map with Dr. Mazlan for 4 hours. Do you believe that? 4 hours. In 4 hours, I always meet new things. A few new things. By 2050, they predicted we can buy baby online. You want blue eyes, green eyes? They buy baby online. In 2050, they said you have a virtual funeral. And I die, my daughter just see it from the screen. Bye. Right? By 2050, they said they can print organ through 3D printer. It's already materialized. By 2050, they said the end of intimacy. There is no more marriage institutions. Everybody now talking to the phone. You're not talking to people. You see? This is happening. So I said, if this is the sign, how going to make sure will not happen to us? So we did a study. I convinced the board of the academy. We did a study. This is the first time academy tried to do a study for 30 years. A long-term plan. When I presented this map to EPU, the Economic Planning Unit of the government, they said, yeah, we need something like this. Can you prepare for us in 3 days? I said, we cannot finish things in 3 days. This is big data analytic. How going to understand what are the trends in Malaysia? What are the threats in Malaysia? What other policy has been laid down in Malaysia? So when we see that, I said, let's do this. We thought we can finish this study for 18 months. It ended up in 3 years. Because data, analyzing, understanding, it's not about science. It's about society. It's about politics. It's about economy. Everything you have to put it in one page for you to understand and have the big picture of how the future you want. But the only thing that is different between Richard Watson and Malaysia map is we have a target. We want to develop a nation that is progressive, prosperous, harmonious, and sustainable. We want to have that 3 traits bind in our society to develop the nation that we want. So as you can see, this is like a 3D, 4D map. We map in the 9 key drivers that we need to focus on. We put in all the 43 policies. You know, we have a lot of policies, 43 policies until 2035. Can make a thesis on it and do PhD. Okay? And then we put all the technologies that will emerge from today until 2050. And we put all the threats. And this is a living document. We will keep on updating it. And we hope this will become the map, the journey for us to see beyond tomorrow. To plan what we want to be in 2050 onwards. Because what we have today is what we borrow from the future. We borrow from our children. We have to be responsible enough to take care of what we have in order for our children to have a better life tomorrow. Last but not least, after we learn what is hindsight, insight, and foresight, after we go through what is our past and how we want to go to the future, leadership is not depending on position. It's not because you are CEO or whatever. Each of us can play a role. It is more about your passion to excellence. All of us can lead without a title. And don't stop learning to stay relevant and wiser. And remember, knowledge comes from learning, wisdom comes from living. Together we can make a change, and to stay relevant and to answer the CEO of Methodist College today, to stay relevant, don't be afraid of robots. They will not take over us. Okay? It's lifelong learning. You have to continue to learn, unlearn, relearn, co-learn, and co-create. Thank you very much.